The Ptolemies in Alexandria also went in for pageantry to entertain the people, but they did this without bloodshed and with a sense of humor. One of the magnificent parades staged by Ptolemy II displayed the animals of the king's private zoo, as well as a 180-foot-long gilded phallus. The Romans' contribution to science was mostly limited to butchering antiquity's greatest mathematician, burning the Library of Alexandria, and slowly stifling the sciences that flourished in the colonies of their empire. The Naturalis Historia by Gaius Plinius Secundus is an encyclopedic compilation which is generally regarded as the most significant scientific work to have come out of Rome, and it demonstrates the Romans' abysmal ignorance of science when compared to the scientific achievements of their contemporaries at Alexandria, even a century after the Romans had sacked it. For example, Pliny tells us that in India there is a species of men without mouths who subsist by smelling flowers. The Roman contribution to mathematics was little more than nothing at all. There is, for example, Posidonius, friend and teacher of Cicero and Pompey, who, using a method similar to that of Eratosthenes, calculated the circumference of the earth with high accuracy. But if one digs a little deeper, Posidonius's original name is found to be Poseidonios. He was a Syrian who studied in Athens and settled at Rhodes, whence he was sent in 86 BC to Rome as an envoy. Poseidonios was therefore as Roman as Euler was Russian. Euler was a Swiss who lived some years in Russia. In Soviet textbooks, he is often referred to as our great Russian mathematician Euler. Poseidonios's value for pi must have been accurate to the equivalent of several decimal places, for the value he obtained for the circumference of the earth was 3 centuries later adopted by the great Alexandrian astronomer Ptolemy, no relation to the Alexandrian kings, and this was the value used by Christopher Columbus on his voyage to the New World. But whatever the value of pi used by Poseidonios, it was high above Roman heads. The Roman architect and military engineer Pollio Vitruvius in De Architectura used the value pi equals 3 1/8, the same value the Babylonians had used at least 2,000 years earlier. It is, of course, a simple matter to pick out the bad things in anything that is a priori to be run down. To tell the truth, but not the whole truth, is the basic trick of any propaganda service that has risen above outright lying. Was there, then, nothing good about ancient Rome? Of course there was. It is an ill wind that blows nobody any good. But in a brief background that is getting too far away from pi already, I am not concerned with the somebodies to whom Rome may have blown some good. I am only saying that the wind that blew from Rome was an ill wind. Yet most historians extol the achievements of Rome, and it is only fair to hear some of their reasons. For example, whatever Rome's weaknesses as ruler of empire may have been, it cannot be denied that her conquest of the Western world contributed a great deal to subsequent civilization. It accustomed the Western races to the idea of a world state, and by Pax Romana, Roman peace, it demonstrated the benefits of a long absence of war, even if the price was the loss of political independence by most races of the world. Simple, is it not? It appears we missed the benefits of Pax Germanica through Winston Churchill and similar warmongers, but all is not lost yet. We still have the chance of Pax Sovietica. Before Rome became a corrupt empire, it was a corrupt republic. Across the Mediterranean, in what today is Tunisia, another city, Carthage, had risen, and its dominions were expanding along the African coast and into Spain. That provoked Rome's jealousy, and Carthage was defeated in 2 Punic Wars. But each time she rose again, and in the 3rd Punic War, after the Carthaginians had withstood a siege against hopeless odds with almost no resources, the Romans captured the city, massacred its population, and destroyed the city. There had been no rational reason for the Punic Wars. In particular, the 3rd Punic War was fomented by a group of paranoid hawks in the Roman Senate,